Oh, Kane and Lynch. You are not a good game. But I love you all the same. Hello there. Sarah from 17 once again. This is going to be an awesome through of a game that nobody likes but me. Which is of course true. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. The award-winning 2010 Most Improved sequel that actually did nothing except for improving very small things and getting rid of all the creative awesomeness that was in the first game but didn't work in the first game. So instead of having a really risky, really interesting crime-based third-person shooter, we just got a really standard, generic third-person shooter that has one solitary gimmick. An awesome filter that makes everything look like a Michael Mann movie. And that's kind of it. And it's so bizarre. So I'm going to be doing it in a worst through premise, which if you're new to my channel or new to the idea of a worst through, I'm going to be doing a playthrough of this game, but instead of showing you all of it like I do in a traditional playthrough, I'm going to be chopping it up and only really sharing the parts that I think are worth sharing. Because in most playthroughs there are always downtimes, dead times, moments where it's just kind of average, and I'm going to try and share the more eventful stuff, and it enables it to be less intensive and easier to digest, but at the same time, I know some people don't like it, it might not be for you, that's perfectly fine. It's just in the air of diversity for the channel. So we're going to be jumping into story mode. I'm tempted to start on the hardest difficulty, but I know this game is hard. I remember it. I think on Extreme you die in 3 bullets, so what we'll do, guys, is we'll start on Extreme, so we've got something quite interesting gameplay-wise, and if it gets too much and it affects the playthrough so I can't, just chill and have fun, we can always drop it down later on. But let's see what Extreme has to offer. And this game really commits to this motif of old technology. And you can see it immediately with the whitewashed image, with the artifacts on the lens. It looks like you've been followed by the Cloverfield guy.
Let him go! Hey!
Yeah, this is a pretty fucked up scene too. He's being cut by a box cutter, or a Stanley knife as we call them.
I'll fucking kill you!
Which is just a razor. And if you know much about razor cuts, they never heal right. It's like getting cut by glass. It's horrible stuff. But look, it's like, this is a shit looking game, but it's meant to look shit. And I think it's by the fact that it looks so very bootleg and improvised and like VHS that gives it that real beauty to me. This is my favourite kind of visual aesthetic, by far. And I've only really seen it in this game. But do you see how the lights bleed that line on the screen there, that line of violet-purple? A lot of this stuff is like the aberrant behaviour of a camera interpolating light. So, because when we look through, have you ever seen a camcorder look at a television, and the television picture is just all weird, and it doesn't capture it like you think it would? It's all these wonderful artifacts of what happens when you film certain natural phenomenon, and how the lens picks it up and recreates it. And I think it's such a great effect. Like, you can see all the whites get washed out and there's a green hue on them. So interesting. So an interesting tidbit as well, apparently because of the backlash of the first game where all the cursing was considered, they removed nearly all the cursing from the script, and when the voice actors got into the studio, into the booth and read the lines, they improvised all the cursing back in, because it was just the character to them. So the game would have been a lot less cursy than it is, but those voice actors just dropped those F-bombs anyway. But I love the unconventional cinematography here as we're following them. Normally we would be cutting around on various tracking shots, panning shots, occasional statics and wides, but instead it's almost like we have a cameraman following us. There's a lot of these close and unconventional techniques, and then we get to play. So one of the things that might suck about this is because it is such a deliberately messed up game in its visual style, it might be a bit disorientating with my sensitivity and with the running, because if you watch when you run, the screen shake is god-awful. Look at it. It's kind of stomach-turning. Really disorientating. It takes some getting used to, but I think it adds to the experience of this raw, rugged, visceral visual style, and I'm not going to do it too much so that I don't like make people sick. So let's go forward, shall we? So we're kicking in a door with E, and we have the classical artifacting and pixelation of Japanese pornography there from the genitalia. They're obsessed with mosaics. I wonder if it's a fetish, like a Minecraft fetish. That's why they like the mosaic stuff.
Just in case.
But here we go. We've already got a gun. Shit's kicking off. It's a Desert Eagle. They're all fighting while I'm looking at the scenery. Got some kitchen knives, some weights, a couple of dumbbells. A couple of big...
Cover!
Okay, what? Oh, shit. Hey, that was only one bullet. We're doing well. Can we shoot the lights? We can! God damn. The reload. Can we shoot the bottles? We can! Dude, if this cupboard opens when I shoot it, I'm gonna cream. Gah! I'm gonna shoot his telly. There you go. That's what I think of you, son. This is a bad city. You should leave. Oh, is that some knockoff Shrek? Ditlev? Damn, it's Russian Shrek. That's awesome. Whoa, the TV's still making sound. It refuses to die. God damn, dude. You could at least clean the floor. Wow, I could not take a shit in that room. Am I not in cover? Whoa, dude, get in cover. So, I remember the guns in this game are very hit and miss. It's a little bit annoying. The assault rifles in this game are fine. The shotgun is fine. The pistols are fine. The submachine guns just will not do. The submachine guns are a nightmare to use. So this is where some of the really striking visual design gets to truly shine when we go into this arcade coming up. With this wonderful, like, strobing lighting. There's going to be plenty of purples and blues, all kinds of colours. Look how beautiful that looks. It's such a striking visual, and it's going to get dangerous in here because there's a lot of dudes. I remember it. Lots of glass, lots of beat. Oh, wow. Instantly down. How do you get back up? Ah. So that is a mechanic that this game uses quite interestingly. If you take a shot, every so often it will knock you onto your ass. And in the Gears of War, when you were downed, it was a death state, but in this game it's not. In this game it's a stun state, and it adds this real ferocity to the gunfights that are not always... It's not always felt in other games. See if I can get in here without being shot too much.
Get down! Get down! Holy shit!
Yeah, I don't want to use this piece of cover. I want to use the wall if I can. I'm going to avoid that Uzi if I can as well. The Uzi's not very good. Get bent. Somebody just there. So, the accuracy in the original Kane and Lynch was one of the biggest things that put me off that game. It just wasn't very good. There we go. So you would put your reticle on a person, you would shoot, and it would miss. It would miss a lot. It was kind of the simulation, realistic thing they were going for, but it was way too bullshit. So all the time your guns just never felt like they were hitting correctly, and it led to a lot of frustrations. This game fixed a lot of that while still retaining the stylistic choice of having the guns not completely accurate. So it was a nice balance between feeling like a proper shootout of scary proportion and feeling like a video game. I think they really nailed it and it felt really nice. But unfortunately all the other stuff, they fucked up. What is he doing? Damn, he's meant to trigger. I don't think he's meant to stand there like this. Did the game fuck up? Yeah, the game fucked up. Well, I've been playing 10 seconds, he's already messed up. This is a firefight, I remember it vividly. Couple of Uzi guys. And then I'm dead. So you see what I mean? That is something that this game does horrendously. There is cover that is not cover. It's something that the first game had, and it was worse in the first game, but this game still has it, which makes me sad. Never take cover against anything unless you are visually cannot be seen. Do you notice how his head and his shoulders are above where the glass is? That means that that cover will get you killed. Never use it. I'm using the crap pistol first, so I can save the deagle when I need it. But do you see what I mean? How none of my bullets then registered on that man, even though my aimer was definitely on him? That's what you're dealing with this game. I think that means that he's took them out.
There he is!
But I love the glass, I love the destructibility, I love the visual effects. Can you imagine if a game like this was released now with all the added power and technology? It could look so amazing. The gunfights have this real interesting dynamic to them. Even though we are just randomly shooting Chinese people. There it was, there's the first hit. There we go. I love the hit marker too. That tiny, tight hit marker, just condensed and small, feels so satisfying. It's got a great feel to it. I wonder if Nicholas... what is it, Refn Winding or whatever he's called, the guy who did Drive, and Neon Demon. I wonder if this game was either inspired by him or if he had any inspiration from some of the colours in this, because it's like Michael Mann meets Only God Forgives. And I love it. I just love how it looks. And you never hear me gush about games, and this is a game that I can honestly say is not a good looking game in a lot of ways. Look at this gun, dude. This gun feels so accurate coming off that other one. And one bullet kills too. One bullet kills as it should be. Hardest difficulty, making it feel satisfying and visceral. Sorry, I just completely missed you. There we go. Much like I won't like it. Oh, look at the sharks. You motherfuckers. China sucks, man. China really sucks. Fucking sharks. Leave them alone. They're not hurting you. Occasionally. I love how it looks. Like, I would love an open world game that looked like this. You know, with all the crime stuff. That kill him? Yeah,
Nothing.
it did.
But this is a war. Nah. It's just
So Lynch is crazy. And Kane is like, dude, what the fuck? I came here to, you know, eat some ramen and shit, some noodles. What is happening exactly? And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because the first game, they got into some scraps. They were everywhere. Tokyo, bloody Panama, like they were all over the place. And in this game, it is one centralized location. We never leave Shanghai except for at the end. Which, spoiler alert, is not what you're gonna... It's not an exciting ending. It's not gonna change your life. Whew. That blind fire, though, Jesus. I don't really have the range for this. And there's no reticle to give me an idea of where the hip fire, of where the aiming up will be. I want to stand here and shoot like this. Kind of worked. But I'm out of ammo. Okay, I wonder if I can go back. Can I mantle this without dying? I don't think so. I've also got one of these weird canisters. Q to swap weapons. That's a bad idea. Oh, we lived, we lived. I'll pick the Uzi up just for now, but watch the reticle on this Uzi. It is garbage to you. Look at that. This is not a satisfying weapon to use. This is the opposite of video games right now. Look at this. Just painful gun to use. Thank God whatever just blew up. We need something better than that. I do not want this gun.
Relax.
So, what the boys don't realise is exactly who that girl is.
The fuck just happened?